Today I'd like to talk to you about what does it mean to be born again? You're going to love this. Jesus said that unless you are born again, you can't enter the kingdom of heaven. He also says that the kingdom of heaven is within. It might surprise you that Jesus only talks about being born again one time. It has become a very debated and important symbol in all of the different Christian faiths, but it's actually spoken about one time. It is a very important passage when Jesus is speaking to Nicodemus. And what I think you'll love about this is that it's about that eternal moment, that eternal now that I've spoken about in other videos. In the Aramaic, when Jesus spoke about eternity, he was saying this present moment, this age, this section of time, and how that section of time, that moment, that eternity leads to the next moment and leads to the next moment, and how you live in this moment determines how you'll live in the next moment, and then the next moment, and the next moment. And that is where the thought and the idea of eternity in Jesus's teachings stems from. So being born again, according to the Semitic way of thought, would have been being born anew in this moment, and again in this moment, and again in this moment. And it really had to do with living a life continually breathing in the essence of God and being washed in the water of the Spirit anew every moment. That is receiving your identity moment by moment, remembering your Godness in each moment, the God that resides within, that beats the heart and breathes the lungs. This is eternity. This is ongoing responsiveness, allowing that breath to keep generating you. Post-Reformation evangelicalism definitely put the spin of being born again as a one-time occurrence. But in Jesus's framework, in the Aramaic language and in the Semitic way of thought that he was raised in, this would have been an ongoing experience of spirituality. Spirituality was something that you flowed in, moment by moment. You let God's presence flow into your heart space and wash you anew. Being in the Spirit was something you entered and kept entering. It's a continual entering. And you live this life knowing that there are places where you're just aligned. And then there can be other places in your life where you're not aligned at all. That doesn't take away from the fact that you're aligned in this area, where you just know, you just have faith, you just have constant understanding of your Godness in that area, that God is with you, working through you, loving you, caring for you. And then in another area, you might not have that same amount of faith, but that doesn't change the fact that you're aligned in this area. And of course, the optimal plan is to be aligned in every moment, in every aspect of life. But being born anew is not like flipping a switch. It's more like stepping into a current, like wading in and out with the flow of the sea. Jesus talks about unless one is born of the water and the Spirit, and this is a reference to the Spirit of God hovering over the waters in the beginning in Genesis. And this idea is water flowing continuously, Spirit flowing continuously. And when something that is formless becomes form because the Spirit of God comes upon it, that is how we live. We live inviting the Spirit of God to bring order to the formless within. So being born again is truly a moment-by-moment process, something that we get to experience with God, that we get to initiate through our consciousness of God's presence in every moment. And knowing God is present in every moment is alignment. And when that happens, every moment is born anew. Every moment of our lives, we are born anew if we're walking in that presence, if we're living in that love. And this is what it means to be born again. I've left some resources down below for you so that you don't have to take my word for what I'm saying. You can explore the Aramaic language and the Semitic way of thinking for yourself.